Meeting to order.
Call the meeting to order. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. We'll begin with the reading of the Open Public Meetings Act statement. On February 9th, 2024, notice of this meeting was placed on the official Bellmawr Redevelopment Agency website and emailed to both the Courier Post and Gloucester City News newspapers for publication. The official notice to Borough Clerk was emailed on February 9th, 2024, which included a request for posting of the notice to the official Borough Bellmawr website and bulletin board. All requirements of the Open Publics Meeting Act have been met in compliance with the Sunshine Law. Do the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To
to
the
the
flag
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, very good. Brings us to a roll call. Chairman Philippek,
Present.
Vice Chair Bider,
Here.
Commissioner D'Angelo,
Here.
Commissioner Whitman,
Here.
Commissioner Patel,
Here.
Commissioner Simpson,
Here.
and Commissioner Beck.
Here.
All right, management professionals, Josh Regier, Executive Director. I am here. Mike McKenna, Solicitor.
Here.
Dennis McNulty, Engineer.
Here.
All right, standard agenda for tonight, but we will have that executive session before we go into new business. And we'll begin with the reading of the minutes from the previous month, regular meeting, September 17th, 2024.
I make a motion we accept the minutes.
I seconded Josh.
All right, thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Anil. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays? Ayes have it. Communications, we did receive the redevelopers report, which was forwarded to everybody, and I think Mike will touch on tonight. And the traffic engineers report is a quarterly report, and that is due to us before the December meeting. Brings us to any commissioner reports. If anybody has anything, please let me know. All right, brings us to the executive director's report. Still working on audit 2023. Basically, just we're in line in the queue with Bowman. So I anticipate it being completed by the year's end, November or the December meeting. In line with that, working on budget 2025, downloaded the workbook and started picking away at that because it is a voluminous file, a lot of documents and a lot of spreadsheets that have to get completed. So we'll have that ready. We were able to enter the budget while we, if we need to wait on the state to approve the audit once it's completed, but they've been pretty good with turnaround. And then as far as the redevelopment agreement amendment, just we'll get that executed, and I want to ensure that everything's properly collated with the other associated documents, and then keep everything current as far as the project portfolio that's on the website. Any questions from me before I turn it over to Mike? All right, very good, Mike.
Thanks. Good evening, everybody. And we've got lots to talk about what has happened just recently. And I think I alluded to the coming quickening of the pace in the last several meetings. And I can tell you, and it's on, some of this is only obliquely referred to in the redevelopers report, but Deptford's activities have picked up the pace considerably. They've got their process underway. They are behind us. We obviously were the lead municipality in this. So they do not yet have a redevelopment agreement or a site plan approval. They have recently approved their redevelopment plan, and the applications for those other things are pending. It is highly likely that they will be equal to ours, using ours as a template. And by that, I mean they'll have a site plan that will mirror ours. Of course, we could not, we had a building placed conceptually in the Deptford land, but it is theirs to jigger as they see fit. and that'll be still in our redevelopment area. You'll have the site plan, you'll have the redevelopment agreement, and you'll have a pilot. All of those things are yet to be done in Deptford. It's my view that the sequence will be when they've done that, then we are free. The municipality, actually, council, the purely councilmatic action, will then entertain an interlocal services agreement with Deptford, since we will be providing, the borough will be providing the services for the land that is within Deptford. And in a case like that, and it's the only practical thing, Deptford's police and fire and various other services would have to cross the creek to provide service, and it just makes no sense. They've shown no interest in it, so there will be an interlocal services agreement. Now, what have we been up to lately? Quite a bit. The borough's negotiating team has done a pretty good job, and I don't want to overstate it because that would suggest that we exacted an unduly favorable pilot. But there was a very good job done. We have two council members that have borne witness to that. I do not pretend to be aware of all the particulars, but I know that there was a very, very substantial difference between the opening offer and the final resolution accepted recently by council. Likewise, the council has approved the form of RDA, I believe it was in September 26th, that is before us for consideration. First, we have to talk about it in executive session as permitted under the Open Public Meetings Act, it being a contractual matter. But what's in front of us and what is on our plate is properly, sequentially, council goes first. They are the lead agency in all of this. They created us, and every time we act, we let them act first, and we follow their lead. Y'all have independent votes, but we are going to act on that which is, one way or the other, that which the council's already acted on, which is the RDA amendment that is in front of us, which I'll explain in exec, and we'll come out and spread it on the record. That happened on September 26th, council doing it. And since they enacted it, I have provided that to each of the members, including the various exhibits in advance, along with a brief letter of explanation. Now, in like vein, the planning board has acted on this application. Now, the planning board has no role in the RDA. Sorry about that, folks. I didn't turn it off. Has no role in the RDA. However, they did have an important role in the approval process for the site plan. And things have changed with respect to the redevelopment such that the redeveloper was required to seek relief. And we anticipated it would happen. The planning board anticipated, I represent the planning board. We anticipated and hoped actually that a change might happen whereby the redeveloper would undertake construction of the Leaf Avenue extension, which is more than it sounds like because it involves private streets within the borough, intersections with borough streets and county road, and then the complete reconstruction of Leaf Avenue extension, all of it at the sole cost and expense of the redeveloper. So that required a jiggering of the planning board conditions, including the condition that they can't even start construction vertical until the roadway was completed. That was done at a time when the DOT was going to do it. We didn't know when. They hadn't even started it. But the design, the template for the design had been resolved years ago with a thing called the Dewberry study. And that roadway will mirror the Dewberry study, which was a preliminary study. So we've had action by the council on pilot, the council on the RDA, the planning board, and it's left to us. We're not last in importance, but sequentially with the way the meetings turned out and with our deference to council, it now falls to us to execute the final documents that will allow for these new developments and actually some other things that we'll talk about in exec and act upon in the public session. So that's what's been going on and what is about to go on. Busy times.
All right, Mike, did you you want to go into exec now, Mike?
I think so.
Okay. Any questions from Mike before we go into exec? All right, let me figure out that I gotta basically, I believe I
Don't
gotta set up.
don't you have to put any, I mean, we can't all go in a back room. Rather than have 10 people, can't you exclude from the meeting any members of the public?
Um,
Put them in a breakout room.
I can
Whatever's
see.
easiest for you, Josh.
Yeah, yeah. It's like Neil said, they just did some updates, so I'm not. Let's see, breakout room.
I mean, a cowboy way of doing it would be to ask any members of the public to log out, but I'd rather they stay put.
Yeah. Let me just give me 1 second. All right. Hey Mark, are you able to if I don't know if you're able to talk back, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you a link and it's gonna ask you to go into this breakout room. So
Yeah, that's fine, Josh. That's
if you
fine.
could do that and then you
Thanks,
know,
Mark.
we'll bring you right back as soon as we're done.
Yes, sir, Mr. McKenna.
All right, so let me make sure this works here. All right. So Mark, you should have got it like a link. Okay. Confirmed. He is in the other room.
Okay.
So we are so actually we need to do make a motion. Like
Yes. The motion should be to go into executive session
correct.
as discuss
yeah.
matters of contract as permitted by the Open Public Meetings Act.
All right,
I
so
make a motion to go into executive session to negotiate and discuss contracts.
Second.
Second.
Who was that?
Doesn't matter. Pick one.
Well,
Yeah. Mr. Blader.
all right.
Sorry, Jeff.
That's all right.
All right. Was it all right, Simpson?
It can be done by acclamation, Josh.
All right,
Give
it's
it to
fine.
Jeff.
It's fine.
Tertiary.
All right. Roll call on this, right, Mike?
No, all in
No?
favor.
All in favor? Signify by
Aye.
saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, ayes have it. We are in. So we'll need a motion to exit the executive session.
Make a motion to exit executive session.
That was you, right, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, need a second.
I second it.
That was you, Mr. Whitman.
Yes, sir.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, the ayes have it. So give me a second to see if we can get Mr. Sharp back in here. Hey, Mark, we just exited the executive session. I just want to make sure you're back on and you can hear everything. All right, just once again, Mark, if you're on and you can hear everything, you're connected. It seems to be from my end, but if you're not,
Mark, give us a sound check, Mark.
yeah, give us a sign.
He's muted.
Yeah, he's muted.
Well, then he
All
should.
right. Well, it's on
Well,
my
if he's
screen.
on, if he's
Yeah.
on here, then he's on here. He can
He's
hear.
on there. I mean, he's on my screen. So
Well, are you still in exec?
no, we exited the exec in the breakout room. Yeah.
That means if he may be muted, but he can hear us. So ask him to unmute just so that we know that he's receiving what we're putting down. Mark, would you please unmute?
Jeez.
I mean, he may have it on in the background at this point. I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
he doesn't have to unmute. It's not a legal requirement. He may not want to talk, and a lot of people don't want to unmute. So,
yeah, that's fine. But I mean, it's showing as him being visibly in the meeting. So,
okay, fair enough.
Mark, one last time, if you're able to unmute and give us a confirmation that you can hear everything, we'd appreciate it. But we're going to move on accordingly, as it seems that you are indeed connected. So, all right, that will bring us to new business. So we have a resolution of the Bellmawr Redevelopment Agency, resolution number 10:028-24, authorizing the signing of the amendment number 1 to the redevelopment agreement.
I make a motion.
All right, and
I
then,
second it.
and gentlemen, both resolutions this evening will be roll calls. All right, so I have the chairman on the motion, and I have Anil on the second. So we'll go to the roll call. Chairman Philippek,
Yes.
Commissioner Bider,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo,
No.
Commissioner Whitman,
Yes.
Commissioner Patel,
Yes.
Commissioner Simpson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Beck.
Yes.
All right. That brings us to resolution number 10:029-24, authorizing payment of outstanding bills.
I make a motion to
I make
I think
motion to
I-
authorize payment of outstanding bills. Josh.
I have Anil on the motion.
I'll second it.
Is that you again, Tom?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. Go to a roll call. Chairman Philippek,
Yes.
Vice Chair Bider,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitman,
Yes.
Commissioner Patel,
Yes.
Commissioner Simpson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Beck.
Yes.
All right, that concludes
right.
all the
Can
new
I make
business and brings us to the public portion.
Josh, could I make a comment that I think the record would benefit from?
Sure.
It's principally for Mark's benefit, being a public.
He actually just sent me an email, Mike, saying that he can hear us.
Good. So
Okay.
what I want him to hear is that the resolution and the amendment will be posted on the website for his, use. It includes all the exhibits. It'll include the resolution that we just adopted.
Right.
That'll be out there now that we've come out of taking action in the public forum. So thanks for that moment, Josh.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Mark, if you're able to fix anything from your end, now's the time. But as Mike said, all of the relevant documents will be posted online shortly. So, everything will be there that you want to see. So Mark just sent me an email requesting that, and I'm confirming what Mike had said, that yeah, all documents will be posted. So at this point, I guess we can move on from the public portion, and it'll bring us to an adjournment.
I make a motion we adjourn and thank everybody for attending.
Thank you.
Second.
I make second it.
I have Jeff on the second.
Okay.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays? All right, ayes have it. Meeting's adjourned. And just a special note for the last 2 meetings of the year. Normally we meet on the 3rd Tuesday of each month, but November and December were pushed up. November due to the League of Municipalities meeting, and then the holidays, and then with December, just obviously the holiday schedule there. So we're Tuesday, November 12th for November, and then we are Tuesday, December 10th for the December meeting.